Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Ipshita Bansal from BPS Women's University, Sonipat, Haryana. Today we will be discussing about the module Human Resource System, Organizational Culture and SHRM of the paper Strategic Human Resource Management. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the concept of human resource system, organizational culture and SRM, the relationship between human resource system and organizational culture. In the last 2 decades, there have been an increasing awareness that HR functions were like an island unto themselves, with softer people-centered values far away from the hard world of real business. In order to justify its own existence, HR functions had to be seen as more intimately connected with the strategy and day-to-day running of the business side of the enterprise. Many writers in the late 1980s started clamoring for a more strategic approach to the management of people than the standard practices of traditional management of people or industrial relations models. Strategic human resource management focuses on human resource programs with long-term objectives. Instead of focusing on internal human resource issues, the focus is on addressing and solving problems that affect people management programs in the long run and often globally. Therefore, the primary goal of strategic human resources is to increase employee productivity by focusing on business obstacles that occur outside of human resources. The primary actions of a strategic human resource manager are to identify key HR areas where strategies can be implemented in the long run to improve the overall employee motivation and productivity. Communication between HR and top management of the company is vital, as without active participation, no cooperation is possible. Strategic human resource management is the comprehensive set of managerial activities and tasks related to developing and maintaining a qualified workforce. This workforce contributes to organizational effectiveness as defined by the organization's strategic goals. SHRM occurs in a complex and dynamic environment within the organizational context. A significant trend today is for HR managers to adopt a strategic perspective of their job and to recognize critical links between organizational and HR strategies. Different authors have given the term culture different meanings according to the context in which it is applied. People have different cultures from their area of origin, but organizations tend to have almost similar cultures governing the relationship between the employer and the employees or among the employees themselves. Culture can be defined as interactions, behavior patterns, effective understanding and cognitive constructs which are acquired through the socialization process. These patterns are used in distinguishing members of different cultures through the way they behave. So, culture refers to shared schemes and knowledge obtained from a set of people through interpreting, perceiving, responding and expressing social realities. Consequently, organizational culture refers to how people from a given organization are required to behave concerning their employment and their code of behavior concerning the operations and activities carried out in any given organization. These codes give employees a sense of belonging or identity, appointing and aligning a common view which enables them to act according to such cultures. Different organizations have different ways of maintaining organizational cultures. Most of the companies adopt an impressive rate of retaining employees with a high level of satisfaction as a way of maintaining strong cultures in the workplace. These are important towards the success of the business as well. Behaved and motivated employees are more productive compared to those who are non-motivated in a given organization. Such strong organization culture can be maintained through various ways. Responsive to the needs of an employee. Despite the company catering for the pension schemes and the salary of the employees, it is also required to respond to other interests of the employees such as lifestyle benefits, healthy working conditions, leisure and the study days. This motivates the employee to maintain good standards of behavior and in turn increases their output. Next is ongoing development. This comprises of the developments that are carried out in the business organization such as having talents day, mentoring schemes which offers training to employees on how they can improve their services. This makes the employees feel that their future is being invested in and that the company is supporting their professional and personal growth. Social calendar. This involves a well-balanced social interaction regarding business activities which creates a good morale. It involves social events which are organized outside the office setting, which creates an inter-team bonding and an atmosphere which is a form of motivation to the employees. Honest feedback and openness. Employees are required to create an environment that brings an open culture which makes employees in every stage of their career share their suggestions, ideas and concerns. When strategies of a well-structured feedback are put in place, business owners can as well monitor the level of employee satisfaction and be able to alleviate any troublesome issue. Innovative approach. This comprises of the ways a business conducts its activities and the ways it relates with the members of staff. The management should encourage innovativeness in the employees. The company should strive to portray good examples and allow its employees to attend industrial events and generally take steps so that employees become updated with the new trends and advance in their area of work. Next is committed leadership. Leadership is a very essential component in any given organization. This should involve all team members, especially those in the management sector. Company culture can only be maintained through having committed, clear and inclusive leadership where all members are represented. Although a review of previous studies reveals that SHRM has gained popularity specifically with respect to the debate on HRM and performance, the focus has mainly been limited to the linkages between HR practices and organizational performance. The implication is that HRM accepts HR function as an important strategic partner in the formulation of the company's strategies as well as in the implementation of those strategies through HR practices. Majority of work in SHRM has adopted the resource-based view perspective. Resource-based view, that is RBV perspective. This emphasizes the gaining of competitive advantage by means of utilization of the resources of the organization through the employees. The RBV theory caused a change in strategic management thinking from an outside-in approach to an inside-out approach. It is specifically applied to the field of human resource management because it is people that encompasses the properties of value, rareness, inimitability, and no substitution, which are the necessary conditions for organizational success. Relationship between human resource systems and organizational culture. Human resource management capabilities serve to attract, retain, motivate, develop, and use human capital in an organization. Organization culture, on the other hand, serves to mobilize, allocate, and leverage resources in achieving company goals through values, rituals, behaviors, management systems, decision criteria, visionary planning, etc. Culture and HRM are connected to each other from many ways, and organizational culture and HRM are not separable in an organization. The culture of an organization is in part shaped by its HRM system. Organizational culture can be used to guide employees towards desirable behaviors as well as to develop high performers. Corporate culture serves as a behavioral control, instilling norms and values that result in following the way things are done around here. The methods by which this is accomplished are recruiting like-minded individuals, that is those that share the values of the company, socialization through training and personal interaction, and developing strong organizational commitment through various other HR policies such as lifetime employment, stock option plans, recreational and housing facilities, and expatriate rotation. Culture is differentiated between nations too. In Eastern cultures, importance is placed on social versus task concerns, on the hierarchy and on the group or the collective. On the contrary, in Western cultures, the focus is more on task, on the individual, and the hierarchy is considered to be of less importance. However, some researchers demonstrate that along these dimensions there is variance between the US and Europe as well as within Europe also. HR policy and practices are often designed in such a way to elicit employees' behaviors that comply with the strategic direction and corporate values of the firm. A close relationship has been noted between HRM system and organizational culture. HR practices that emphasize extensive training, performance-based reward, and team development help to create an organizational culture that promotes innovation. The relationships among HR flexibility, organizational culture, and firm performance using a data set was collected from MNCs in India. They found that organizational culture appears to be more related to employees' behaviors and HR practices than to employee skills. Additionally, they also found that adaptability culture had a direct impact on HR related performance and an indirect impact on market related performance as mediated by HR related performance. It is now widely accepted that if an organization is to remain competitive and viable, it must be able to regularly and routinely change various aspects of its culture. Patterns of organizational life are often conditioned by factors outside the organization, such as competition, the industry structure, and the pace of technological change, but a company's culture is also governed by choices. If there is a relationship between organizational culture and HRM, then organizational culture can be changed and directed towards a desired one. Basic HRM practices such as recruitment, selection, training, etc. affect the performance and stability of an organization. Thus, these practices have the ability to influence employee behavior and create values that develop organizational culture. Since the behavior changes refer to how one acts or conducts oneself, if HR practices could positively affect the behavior, developing positive thinking about organizational initiatives towards the employees can help in creating value for the strategies and would result in positive results for the business. Cultural values are part of the external factors that affect HR practices. Number of cultural values influence employee behavior. In organizational cultures where employee involvement is common, it is more likely to have higher employee satisfaction and motivation than the ones that do not favor employee involvement. However, there might be various reasons why employees do not want to contribute or speak out. Some employees might see this as an unnecessary risk, while others might simply have personal reasons. For example, being shy or not getting along well with the management. HR provides the organization with effective means of facilitating an organizational culture. HR practices like ongoing training, creating continuous communication channels involving employees, establishing clear goals, creating a fair reward system, developing employees, and flattening the organizational structures are all ways through which desired organizational culture could be promoted. Impact of strategic human resource management on organizational performance. Organizational performance is one of the most broadly and extensively used dependent variables in organizational studies today, and yet at the same time it remains one of the most imprecise and loosely defined constructs. In the strategy literature, the focus of attention on this construct has been concerned almost entirely with financial measures of performance. Conceptually, organizational performance has been defined as the comparison of the value produced by a company with the value owners expected to receive from the company. A narrow definition of performance focuses on the use of simple outcome-based financial indicators that are assumed to reflect the fulfillment of the economic goals of the firm. The literature reveals that studies into the HRM performance have not determined a specific and precise meaning for the organizational performance construct. Some studies have used subjective measures to evaluate firms' performance, such as employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, executives' perception about the company's performance, absenteeism, employee commitment, and other behavioral aspects. Other studies refer various objective measures for evaluating firms' performance, such as financial and market indicators. As a result, there is no common theory concerning organizational performance, and researchers utilize different indicators or variables to measure this construct. For this reason, there is also a call for a precise theory of organizational performance, and HRM researchers and professionals might give crucial and special consideration to filling such a gap. Another way the concept of performance has been expressed by Brambach in 1988 as follows: performance means both behaviors and results. Behaviors emanate from the performer and transform performance from abstraction to action. Not just the instruments for results, behaviors are also outcomes in their own right, the product of mental and physical effort applied to tasks, and can be judged apart from results. Organizations are seeking to create much competition between them, taking more market, more customers, more sales, etc. Rapid changing stemming from globalization, advancement of information systems, and other factors have caused higher competition. Many organizations are driven by the market to set their goals in their performance. Some of the goals are cost reduction, achieving sales levels, increasing the number of customers, increasing the market percentage, improving productivity and quality, and innovative products. The realization of these goals will be achieved through the human resources management in organizations. Workforce as the key to success will enable the achievement of organizational performance. Why are human resources most important for organizational performance? Human resources are regarded as one of the most important resources of today's firms. Human resource management is more important than other competitive sources because these people use other assets in organizations, create competitiveness, and realize objectives. Thus, firstly, organizations must understand the expectations of their workforce in order to achieve the desired performance. The realization of the expectation of employees will enable the desired behavior of employees in the organization. Some of the desired outcomes of the organization in managing their workforce are competence, cooperation of employees with managers, cooperation of employees between them, showing the capabilities of employees, motivation, commitment and satisfaction, attitude and presence, and employee behaviors. The overall goal of performance management is to create a culture of high performance in which individuals and teams take responsibility for the continuous improvement of business processes and their skills, and contribute in achieving the targets set by managers. In particular, management performance can be expressed as the approximation of individual objectives of employees with organizational objectives, provided that employees support the culture of the organization. It provides for expectations to be defined and agreed in terms of role responsibilities and accountabilities, skills and behaviors. The purpose of strategic human resource management is to improve business performance through people management. The organizations need to manage their human resources effectively and efficiently to achieve the desired goals and objectives. The achievement of the goals and objectives translate in better performance. When an organization has a strong culture, three things happen. Employees know how top management wants them to respond to any situation. Employees believe that the expected response is the proper one, and employees know that they will be rewarded for demonstrating the organizational values. So students, let's summarize what we have studied in this module. Organizations are trying to create much competition in the market for achieving organizational goals. Some of the goals are cost reduction, achieving sales levels, increasing the number of customers, increasing the market percentage, increasing product quality, innovative products, and improving productivity. Human resources are playing an important role in achieving these performance indicators. But before that, organizations should realize the expectations required from employees, and so the employees should show their skills, be motivated, and behave in the manner required by the organization to achieve performance. HRM has a vital role in perpetuating a strong culture, starting with recruiting and selecting applicants who will share the organization's belief and thrive in that culture. HR also develops orientation, training, and performance management programs that outline and reinforce the organization's core values and make sure that appropriate rewards and recognition go to employees who truly embody the values. Thank you.